Hello, lover people of the world.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
안녕하세요, 여러분.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
We just came back from our trip to Europe.
Yay! Home sweet home.
We made it safely in one piece.
And in today's video, we'll be talking more on
How we got scammed in Paris.
whoopie-doo. So yeah, but before we go there, let's talk about how we spent 3 nights in Paris before boarding a cruise ship for a Euro tour, and then 1 more night in Paris. So on day 1, when we first arrived at the airport in Paris, we
Took the train, went straight to the heart of Paris.
because there's actually a train that connects directly to and from the airport there, which is really cool because we don't have anything like that in Calgary. So there are 2 trains available on each side of the platform, and there was a woman standing by the door saying, "You wanted to go to Paris? Is this train? Come take this train." So she looked like she was from there. She's French. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, that's so really nice of her to help. She even helped lift up one of our suitcases. I was like, oh, that's really awesome. We were waiting for the train to actually get going. She started going around giving out 2 little cards that had messages in there about how she is breadwinner of her family and how she needs help because she has 3 or 4 kids that she needs to feed. So any donation will do. And we were like, what? Because we honestly thought she was one of the passengers there. We told her sorry. I mean, we just got there. We don't want to get scammed or get stolen from or whatever. So we're like, sorry. We gave her back the card and said sorry. Although we did see a few people give her a few coins and stuff. We don't have coins. We didn't have coins but bills at the time. So yeah. And then we went, and then she finally got off the train, and that's when the train left. And then we headed for the heart of Paris. That's where the train took us. Or at least we got off the train before it went any further. And then we shimmied and walked towards our hotel. But before we go any further, yes, I did get a haircut. People were like, what? Who's that? I chopped my locks off because it's about time. I usually donate most of my hair to kids with cancer. Honey came home and he was like, ooh, who's this lady in my house?
Don't tell my wife. So we checked into our hotel. We went up to our floor and we opened the door of our hotel room and it was so tiny. Literally, it had a queen size bed and that was it. There's no room for anything else.
It's like from the bed to get to the bathroom, you had to go single file, single file.
In order to open our luggages, to put the luggage on top of the bed, open it up, take whatever we need, close it up, then stand it onto the side.
Mom, of course, came with us and she stayed at a different hotel room, which is literally right beside ours. So we're like,
One drywall away from us.
But she claims she can't hear anything, honey. She's like, what do you mean you're up late? I didn't hear anything. I'm like, good.
So we went out to pick up our Paris pass. We were supposed to have Paris pass delivered to our house before we left for Europe, but it came too late. So we took off to Europe without Paris pass, and we went to a certain location to pick up our replacement Paris pass cards.
Do you want to tell them what a Paris pass is?
With Paris pass, it allows you to take the train unlimited and gives you a free admission to several museums and attractions.
But not including the Eiffel Tower.
Right, Eiffel Tower is not included.
Yes, but the Louvre Museum was included, which was yay. That's awesome.
So we went to pick up our Paris pass, and then after that we went to have our first authentic Parisian dining experience. So we found this restaurant called Pyramids Bistro, where a French gentleman was ushering us in. Turns out he was the chef, he was the waiter, he was everything.
The bartender.
Yeah.
It's like a one-man show. Of course, there's somebody else in the kitchen
Right.
taking care of the cooking and all that. But yeah, he was so awesome. We felt so welcome because even though his English was not so good, at least he made the effort to try to communicate with us and make us feel at home and stuff. So really, really appreciate him. But it reminded me of the Little Mermaid segment. Mi poisson, hi 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 So anywho, after that lovely dining experience,
we went to see Eiffel Tower.
during the day.
Right. So the Eiffel Tower during the day looks very rusty.
It's copper colored. Yeah, I just was not expecting that. For some reason, I always thought it was made out of steel. So I was like, it's gonna be gray, right? Or silver looking. But yeah, I was surprised. I was like, is that rust? Or is that how it should look like? It's meant to look copper. But yeah, it was just mind blowing. I didn't expect, I mean, I've always dreamt growing up to one day go to Paris, but I had no idea that that's how the Eiffel Tower would look like in person during the day. So yeah. And also there were a lot of vendors.
There are a lot of street vendors nearby selling little Eiffel Tower figurines and keychains and magnets. We couldn't take 10 steps before another vendor approached us and tried to sell magnets and figurines. So it was very difficult to take 10 steps.
They're like, hang on, we're trying to take a selfie here. Plus, I think we allocated souvenir shopping for our last day or something.
Speaking of souvenirs, Paris t-shirt.
Oh, hey! Paris.
So we didn't go to the top of the tower. We just looked around from the bottom.
From the exterior. We didn't actually get
Right.
anywhere near the Eiffel Tower.
And then we went to take the river cruise.
Seine River. Spelled S-E-I-N-E. But yeah, Seine River. So we hopped on a ferry. yeah.
Paris Pass included free admission to the river cruise, but the lineup for the river cruise was very confusing. There was two lineups as
Ticket
ticket holders,
non-ticket
holders. If you follow the line, it merges into one line.
That's right.
It wasn't clear whether our Paris Pass
Ticket.
is the ticket to get on the ferry or our Paris Pass allows us to buy the ticket for free.
We got to see the Statue of Liberty.
The mini Statue of Liberty and also the night view of the Eiffel Tower when it was all lit up.
Oh my goodness. It was gorgeous. The Eiffel Tower was golden at night,
It
right?
looked like this.
It looked like that. Oh, we purchased a painting. Should we show them the painting? Ew. So yeah. And Justin likes to collect paintings from different places. Like he collected a few from Cuba as well.
And then on day number 2, we went to the Louvre Museum early in the morning.
Le Louvre.
That's the museum with the famous Mona Lisa.
Oh, and a glass pyramid on the outside. Oh my goodness, we took lots of pictures there. Beautiful.
And it also has the famous Venus de Milo.
Yes.
Milo.
Oh, show him.
Aphrodite.
He got a souvenir of who she is. OMG, you could see her butt.
You've probably seen this statue in several places.
You could see her butt. I didn't realize until now. I was like, honey, OMG, PG-13 much? So for those of you who haven't watched our previous video, Justin here collected a slideshow full of photos and footages that we had captured during our visit to Paris. You could tell we had a lot of fun at the Louvre Museum.
We had lunch at the food court.
Oh, the food court's inside the Louvre Museum, actually.
After the Louvre Museum, we went to this tiny little bookstore called the Shakespeare and Company. The reason why we went there because it was one of those locations featured in the movie Before Sunset.
So tune in to our next video.
We'll do another video where we'll show and talk about all the locations of the Before Sunset film
Movie.
locations.
Yay! Let's hope it's fun.
After visiting the Shakespeare and Company bookstore, we went to Notre Cathedral.
This is a mini version of the, I'm guessing the backside. And then the side view. Oh my goodness, it was so beautiful inside. Like, unbelievably beautiful for a cathedral. And there was a queue there for tourists to actually walk around to admire the cathedral while there was a live mass happening there with 2 priests.
Yeah, we had to be very quiet. I had to silence my camera.
It was beautiful. It had the most gorgeous glass windows there and artwork, like very precious. So after that is when we went to Arc de Triomphe. And by the time we went to Arc de Triomphe, it was already nightfall. So at least we got to see what it looks like at night. Of course, it was all lit up, so it looked magical as well.
Yeah.
OMG. And then you had to go up.
We had a hard time finding the place. I mean, we were near the area, but we couldn't figure out how to get to the actual grounds of
Oh my
Arc de Triomphe. Turns out we had to find certain underground entrance.
The reason it was so hard is because of its location. It was literally located at the center of a roundabout. So know. It's like, it is a dangerous roundabout. It's not a single lane, or no, it was like what, 4 lanes? 5, 6 lanes?
Yeah.
4 to 6 lanes kind of circle. So it was like lots of traffic.
You could try to make a run for it, but with mom in our group, I didn't want to risk it.
It's like mom was like, I'm tired, my legs are killing me. It's like, okay, fine.
So from the underground tunnel, we went in and we popped out from the right in center of the Arc de Triomphe, and from there was another entrance to go up through the one side of the arch, and all the way to the top, and then to come down, you would take the different stairs to come down to the other side of this arch.
Yep. But there was only one way to get to the top. And it was a spiral staircase. A really narrow spiral staircase. So a few steps in, up the stairs, I was like starting to get dizzy. I was like, my goodness, we're going in circles in this really narrow staircase. But yeah, it was worth it. We had to take a breather because mom was old. I'm like, Mom, it's not even much of a walk. She's like, I'm old. So like, okay. So yeah, finally got to the top.
So there was no elevator option here.
We got to the top and OMG, the most beautiful, breathtaking view. It's almost like you could see the entirety of Paris. Only the night view of Paris because it was already nighttime. And you can even see Eiffel Tower, can't we? We could see the Eiffel Tower. We tried to take a selfie if you watch our previous video. So yeah, very golden at night. It's gorgeous. I'm so happy we got there. And then I think we called it a night.
We called it a night. We had that McDonald's
for dinner. That was our first time to have McDonald's.
Yeah.
And we're like, what's a Parisian way of doing it? You'll see in our previous video, there was even a footage of our experience in the McDonald's there because they had different flavors and a different system altogether when it comes to serving our food after we ordered it. So yeah, and then I think we bought a few souvenirs. That's when I bought my beret. Oh, I love my beret. My Parisian beret. So yeah, and then we called it a night.
Yep.
Took a train back to the hotel. And then
on day 3, we went to Graven Wax Museum.
The very first room we entered, it started to get dim, and they said that the show will begin in 10 seconds. It's like we caught it just in time, right, love? We're not allowed to take footage of that, so sorry guys, but basically it was like a magical musical presentation. There were no live performances or anything like that. It's just a light show, a light and music show.
After the show, you get to walk from room to room in a corridor.
Mm-hmm.
So there was only one way to follow.
There you go.
To go to the next room. For the first several rooms, they only had the French characters in there, French actors,
French celebrities, singers.
People who we didn't know. And then towards the middle, that's when we start to recognize some of the characters. We saw Jackie Chan, we saw
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, and then we saw Katy Perry.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Jackson. I thought it was Stevie Wonder, but it wasn't Stevie Wonder. Who was that? And Elton John.
Ray Charles.
Basically, tune into our previous video because there's footage and all of that and pictures. Lots and lots of pictures. It was so fun. So yeah.
And in the last room, they had all the American Hollywood actors and actresses where we saw Scarlett Johansson,
Ryan Gosling,
Julia Roberts was there.
Oh, Angelina Jolie, I think.
And Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, oh. Our main focus for day 3 was to go into the Eiffel Tower.
To the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Yes!
The option that we took was go all the way to the top in an elevator. So there was another option where go to the second floor, which is over here, with either stairs or elevator, which was cheaper, but we wanted to go all the way to the top, which
wasn't even that much expensive, honey. Right. The view from up there too was breathtaking. It was freezing though.
It was rainy when we were up
and
there.
Extremely windy. So we were taking pictures really fast. I was like, okay, hurry up, I'm freezing.
At each corners of the Eiffel Tower, there were food vendors. So we purchased a sandwich and you purchased
I had a crepe. I opted for the Nutella flavored one, and holy mackerel. Never tasted anything so sweet. I was like, a chocolate lover's heaven, but a little bit over the top. So I was like, oh, I feel like I'm just eating out of the jar of Nutella. I was like, oh, heaven, but I cannot. I can only take a few bites, and I was like, I'm done. I've reached my sweet tooth limit. What was after that? What did we do after that?
Mom retired to the hotel, and then we...
Yes, because she was too tired. and cold.
We went on an adventure to look for a promenade that was featured in the movie Before
Sunset. It was so special. We were like, OMG, I can't believe we're going through the same trails as the leading man and leading lady at Before Sunset. It's crazy.
And then we also found La Pure Cafe.
The following day, we had an early start, which was day 4. Day 4 was the traveling time to get us onto the train. So we had to check out of the hotel, get on a train to take us for a 2-hour ride to Le Havre station, or port, I should say, which is when we embarked onto our cruise ship that would take us on a 7-night Euro tour. 7 days? 7-day Euro tour.
6 nights, 7 days.
And after the 7-day Euro cruise, we disembarked the night before our flight back to Calgary. So we stayed one last night in Paris. And what did we do on our last night, honey?
Just roamed around the airport.
We were too tired to go to the main city, and it's too far, right?
Right. The last day in Paris, we had a hotel booked that was inside the airport.
The airport hotel was actually cheaper and even offered free breakfast. But that's because of the fact that it's, like you said, an hour away from the heart of Paris.
If you're taking a train, it would take about an hour to get to the heart of Paris.
Which we did, so.
So after we got off the train from Le Havre to Paris, we had to find a different train to get to the airport. On that day, there was a strike going on. The train station did not have
those agents or representatives that help you with ticket
sales. Yeah. So only way to buy ticket was through those machines, kiosks.
Oh, and this is when things get interesting, y'all. Y'all are wondering when we're gonna get to the scammed part. This is it.
I was trying to buy the ticket using this automated kiosk. There was no English option, so I had to try to figure out French. One of the options says buy the ticket, and there was none option for buying a children ticket. So I picked the regular ticket, and then it says choose your destination. So I was looking for the airport destination. The airport starts with a C, so I looked at the C and I couldn't find my destination there. So I was going back and forth from different menu options trying to figure out how to do this. And that's when a guy...
He looked East Indian or Pakistani to me, who happens to be living in Paris. So yeah, he looked like a fellow immigrant to me. So yeah, he spoke English and he offered to help you.
And then he was saying, where do you want to go? And we said we want to go to the airport. And then he chose the options for us, and we said, but we want to buy 3 tickets because mom was somewhere else, so he thought we were only buying 2, so we had to clarify that we were buying 3 tickets. So he punched in 3 into the machine. When it was time to make the payment, that's when I stuck in my MasterCard into the machine. I figured it says enter your PIN, so I punched in my PIN, pressed a green button, I assume, which was okay. And then there was another question written on the screen. That question I could not understand.
I understood it as, do you want a receipt? Or would you like to print a receipt? Something like that. Okay,
but I had no idea, and you never told me that's what it said.
Well, I had no idea you entered your PIN and hit OK.
But you saw me enter my PIN.
No, I didn't actually.
And then I asked, what does this question mean? And then he says, oh no, you have to put in CB card. And then he showed his card that says CB. And then he takes out my credit card, which was still in the machine. He takes it out and then gives to me, and then he puts his CB card in there. I looked down to where it dispenses ticket, and there were 3 tickets already in there. So I reached in and grabbed my 3 tickets out, and then he said, oh, I pay for your ticket using my CB card. And I was a little confused, but because I already entered my PIN code in there, how come that didn't work? Yeah. But then he kept saying that only CB card works, MasterCard doesn't work. That's what he said.
And he even said, I was the one who paid for you.
Yeah.
And it's 30 euros, so you owe me 30 euros. And I'm like, oh, we don't have cash. Because at that point, I wanted to sort of like, okay, time out. Let me and Justin go over to one corner and discuss what happened. Because I was starting to feel like something is not right. But I couldn't quite put a finger on it. It was just a gut feeling because of the way everything went down. But then Justin didn't understand what I was trying to say, and it's like, oh no, honey, it's okay. I got 50.
No, because what you said was, oh, how can I pay you back? We don't have any cash. That was, oh, but we can't pay him back. We have cash.
I know. But I mean, maybe a few more years into this marriage, he'll be able to understand our codes better.
We didn't discuss that was the code. If you say we don't have cash,
Okay.
it means code for we don't have cash. We gave him 30 euros.
You gave 50, and then he said, oh, here's 20. Even before you gave the 50, he said, here's 20, do you have 50? Like, he was trying to rush, hurry this transaction so he can make a dart out of the way, you know? So it's like, anyway. And then that's when Justin and I discussed, after he had gone, it's like, something's off. I think we just got scammed. And he was like, well, to know for sure, I'm going to have to check my credit card statement. And that won't be ready until 2 hours after the transaction. So we're like, by that time, we'd be in the hotel room.
And then we went back to our hotel room. We had a free Wi-Fi, and I checked my credit card statement. And sure enough, there was a statement there for transaction that I made for 3 tickets.
For 30 euros. Dang, we got duped.
So we lost 30 euros.
So, bye-bye, Paris. That was our parting gift to you. 30 euros, keep it, you know? So it's fine. I mean, it could have been worse. He could have lost his camera. The guy could have stolen our luggage. You know, it could have been way, way worse. Because we had been warned by a few of our friends who had already gone to Paris. Well, not Paris in particularly, but they had gone to France. And they said, beware of pickpocketers. Beware of all these people. Because they work in groups and stuff. So it's like, ooh, scary.
And we make sure that we wear our shoulder bags and backpacks in front of us.
Yeah, so that they don't use a knife to try to steal contents of the bag. So we did everything we could, but we didn't expect that. Especially from a fellow immigrant.
We didn't expect social engineering scams. We were only prepared for physical scams, like people trying to reach into your bag or trying to run with your camera.
But we're not saying all French people are scammers or they do that on a daily basis. We're just saying, you know, for those of you who haven't been there before, just be careful. You know, don't end up like us. Hopefully you guys are smarter. I'm sure a lot of you are. So, yeah. But there are a lot of beautiful, breathtaking points about Paris. I'm glad I got to go there. There were actually a few other culture shocked surprises that we had learned about Paris. So the washrooms, public washrooms, there's a fee to use every single one of them. Or you have to make a purchase at a cafe to use it. So that's one thing that's different, because in Calgary, all washrooms are free, all of them. You won't find a single one that charges you to pee or to poop. Even the washrooms at the airport, even at the food court. Remember how we said we had lunch at the Louvre food court? So we did make a purchase, and apparently you have to show the receipt to allow yourself entry. But the problem is we purchased 3 meals in 1 receipt. Two receipts. So yeah, so only 2 of us out of 3 could use the washroom, because they take your receipt, they tear the top of it, so they remember that you can't use the same receipt.
So if you don't have the receipt, you have to pay €1.10, which I did because I didn't know that I could use the washroom with the receipt. If you want to take the metro, they only have stairs to go to the different floors, and there were no ramps either, so it's not wheelchair friendly.
Just that we were carrying our luggages to get to and from the airport. It was very inconvenient for us, because it was like, maybe we should have packed lighter.
And there are people who are offering help,
but we didn't take it
because we were scared of
scammers.
Yeah,
so we did everything we could to not get scammed or pickpocketed or duped or anything. And yet the very last day in Paris is when it happened. So it's like, ugh.
Because all the public washrooms require a fee, a lot of homeless people were peeing in the streets.
It made a lot of sense to us. We're like, well, if they're charging to use the washrooms, then imagine the homeless people. And also, a lot of homeless people setting up tents in like narrow alleys in the street.
There was one street where we saw this lineup of
a whole village of tents.
Village of tents.
Because I mean, here in Calgary, there's a shelter for homeless people or a shelter for anybody in need. And they even give them free food, let alone free washrooms. And I think the city of Calgary has even built up those porta potties, public washrooms, washroom containers found in the middle of the street so that anywhere they go, they have access to free washroom. There's actually not many places to sit in the city of Paris. We were just not used to that. We're so used to home where there are like chairs everywhere, free washrooms, and a shelter for those people in need. So yeah, I definitely missed home after a few days in Paris.
If you walk down the streets of Calgary, you won't see tents set up in the middle of the streets. Because homeless people just go to this free shelter for homeless. So it's safer for Calgarians to walk the streets where we're not getting bothered by homeless people who's setting up camp in the middle of the street.
And I feel a lot safer too that there are not many pickpocketers. Like you don't actually hear from tourists who visit Calgary. Only speaking about Calgary, it feels completely safe to walk the streets at night. For some reason, a few of my coworkers who have been to Paris or been to France in general say that, oh, the French people there are not very accommodating. If you don't speak French, they're not going to give you the time of day. I've heard stories of that. I've seen YouTube videos about it, but other YouTube videos. But from our experience, it seemed like they were willing to help. Like they were willing to carry your luggages up and down the stairs. They were offering help with directions. The one guy who was offering help with our tickets scammed us. But yeah. But I mean, the fact is they were mostly offering help. It wasn't, that we asked for help and they're like, oh, no, we don't speak English, so sorry. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was really nice that a lot of them did try to help us. Thanks you guys for all the support from our previous videos, for all the love, for all the constructive criticisms, for all your positive and negative feedback. Like, we really, really appreciate you guys. You have no idea. And to those of you who have subscribed to us, our YouTube family, thank you so much for all your support. Hopefully you continue to bear with us through our journey called our life, our love story, our love withstanding. Those of you who have just found our videos, please subscribe, hopefully, or at least just, we hope you enjoy watching our videos. We hope we're able to impart some of our knowledge and experience with you guys. What's next?
We'll talk about some of the other destinations we went to during our Euro trip, which includes Belgium, Amsterdam, and Germany and UK.
Yes, so tune in to our next few videos because we'll be taking you on a mini tour through our eyes of Northern Europe.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We love you, our YouTube family, and to all the others who had just found us. We love you guys. Stay sweet. Take care of each other. Just like I'll take care of him. Hope you like my hair. Let me know what you think. Oh my goodness, I've never had it this short like in my life. It's so short. Mwah. Love you. Okay, bye.
Bye.